see the light. This is Jim Taylor. Jim, what are you going to tell us today?
All right. Let's see here. I was over at my cousin's horse farm one time, and he was walking this colt through the stall. I mean, out of the stall into the wash rack. And when the colt fell, it brought Wayne down with him. So he's in the wash rack, and he was holding on to the colt's neck because he's afraid, you know, if he let go of it, that colt would stomp him to death or whatever. So he's sitting there, and everybody's freaking out. They're going, you know, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And he goes, well, wait here, let me think something. So he goes, well, in that meantime, both of them laying on their sides like this, holding on. He's holding on to that colt, and he goes, well, how about I hold on to his neck, and then when y'all light into him with brooms, so when the colt stands up, you know, he'll be able to get up, holding on to his neck. So we got brooms and all that, and we're whipping the daylights out of that colt, and that colt stood up and brought Wayne up with him, and then he's all right. That's my story.
Okay, you've got a lot of
announcement, please.
Of course, the light, Dwayne. This is Dwayne Lee.
Where my grandpa used to live, there was this, a long time ago, about 50 years ago, there was these girls playing, and one day this girl went to this other girl's house, and the man at that house got real mad at her. And later that day, that girl told him, you know, her dad, that guy got mad at her. And they both went out there and they got real mad at each other. And instead of, you know, fighting and everything, they both got guns and had like a duel. They shot each other.
And how did your grandfather fit into that?
Well, we just,
Tell the story.
It was in his neighborhood, somebody that he knew?
it is right down below this house. So they shot each other. And that was 50 years ago.
Okay, thanks, Dwayne. I'm afraid there are a lot of stories like that. Okay, and then Sherry Angel. Sherry, what are you going to share with us today?
My papa keeps telling everybody the story that our ancestors were Irish and they got ran off from Ireland because a bunch of my family or something stole chickens or something. And they got ran off from Ireland.
Oh, no, chicken thieves, run out, huh? Okay, well. Christy, did you all get run out of somewhere?
Chicken farmer.
What are you going to tell us?
Mine's about my dad when he was a little boy. He's the youngest. There's a bunch of boys. There's 6 of them, but he's the oldest. And he always liked to go fishing and stuff like that all the time when he was about 5-year-old. And my papa never would take him, so he had an imaginary friend. His name was Roscoe, and they would all go fishing and stuff all the time. He can't wait to go tell this. And when something would get broken or something like that in the house, and everyone would ask him if he did it, and he'd always say no, Roscoe did it, or he'd always tell lies to the Roscoe told him lies and stuff. And then another thing about him is when he first started going to school, they didn't go to kindergarten, but in first grade. My dad he never would give his bottle up. And he would come home from school, he was in first grade, and he'd ask my mama for his bottle all the time.
Oh, imaginary friends and bottles. Thanks, Christy. Jeff Meadors.
Yeah. Okay, one time,
This other announcement. Bus 1380.
Okay, Jeff, here we go.
okay, one time, me, Andy, and Brian Steele and John Mew Steele, we were out playing around it was about midnight, we was about 11, 12 years old. And we had this big old rappelling rope. We didn't know, we had army, we played army and everything like that. So we had the idea of stopping traffic and collecting money from people as they went by. And we put the rope across the road, and then every time somebody stopped by, they thought they'd been arrested or something. Then Brian's dad came out, and he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't see the rope, and he ran into it, and it just pushed his car. That rope was real strong. It just pushed his car all the way back. He about tore a tree out. We said we had it tied from a telephone to a tree. It about tore the tree out of the yard. Somebody's yard. I don't know whose it was. And the police finally came down there, and we just all left.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jeff. Next, we have Richard Cox. What are you going to tell us today?
It's about my dad and his uncle. There's a morning cemetery in Corbin. And this over there, and my dad told my uncle on the other side over there. Tell him on the other side. He's over there, he fell. There's a statue of Jesus standing up real tall and down. My uncle fell and he got back up and looked up and saw the statue of Jesus. He's had a heart attack.
Okay, there are a lot of graveyard stories. Okay, G, what's your story today?
My story is about my grandpa Harry and one of his friends named Willard Cornelius. They went to high school together, and when they started high school as freshmen, when they first showed up, one of them asked Willard. He said, "Are you a freshman?" And he said, "No, ma'am, I'm a Cornelius." And when they were in class one day, and they didn't study too hard, they just kind of goofed off all the time. And Harry and Willard were sitting there, and they weren't paying any attention much to what was going on. But Harry was listening a little bit more than he was. And they had a black teacher at the time, a black teacher teaching, and the question was what is France surrounded by? And it was in a geography class, and he was supposed to answer like Luxembourg and all the states borderline on France, and Harry told him that it was cotton fields. And so when the black teacher asked him what France was surrounded by, he told him it was cotton fields, and he got whipped for it.
Somehow I have a feeling there's a whole collection of those stories. Right. Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, next we have Randy Parton.
Okay, one summer, my family and I went to, I think it was Laurel Lake for kind of a camp out session. And we were all camping there, and, you know, Dad brought the boat and all. So we noticed that where the water was kind of low, there were some caves across the lake on the other side. So we decided to pull the boat over there, you know, and kind of look into them, even though, you know, we weren't prepared. We just had like maybe 2 flashlights and, you know, didn't have any real rope or anything like that. So we went on across and got into the cave. And right down the middle of the cave ran like a creek type thing. It looked, you know, it's dark and you could look down there and you just couldn't see the bottom. It, you know, seemed to be so deep. And so we were all going across along the edge because it was a real fine place for you to walk on, you know, just a small ledge. And, you know, Dad was in front, and then my big brother Rick, and then me and my brother Daryl behind me. And I just kept looking down in there to see how, you know, the water looked so deep. And we came to this point where you had to cross where the ledge had stopped, and you had to cross over to another place where the ledge began again. And everybody made it across, and somehow Daryl got around me and made it across before I did. And I started to cross, and I slipped and fell into that water. And, you know, like I said, I thought it was really deep, and I was sitting there, you know, kicking my arms and feet just, you know, as frantically as I could, you know. And I could hear everybody say, you know, don't panic, you know. And then all of a sudden I heard my dad start laughing, you know. And he just looked at me and told me to stand up, and I was standing in water about that deep. So it looked a lot deeper than it actually was.
And the fear took over. Thank you, Randy. Now we have Andy Crowley
Go in.
and his story.
I guess when I was younger, I was pretty mischievous, you know. I'll admit to it. But I guess most of the time I got in trouble all the time. But one time, I was going to say this, I've never ever went trick-or-treating. You know, I went treating instead of trick-or-treating. I had an older brother, and I just wanted to stay around older people. And, you know, they'd always go out and have, you know, throw eggs and stuff. So I never thought trick-or-treating was that fun. I always thought treating was more fun. So I guess me and Brian Steele went, I can remember this pretty well. We went with my brother and a lot of them. I mean, there was a big group of us. Me and Brian were the youngest. I remember the police, you know, at First Baptist Church, there's a bridge, walking bridge, and the police were on both sides of it. You know, they were going to come up there and get us, you know, because we raised a little cane, yeah. And I remember Troy Sharp. It was right when he started first becoming, policeman here. He got outside his car. And I think Wayne Braden, he's not a policeman anymore, but he was walking up the other side when him and somebody else, I don't know. It might have been college maintenance, I don't remember. But we all were scared of Wayne Braden. He used to scare us to death. So we thought of Troy as Humpty Dumpty. So he used to crack us up because he used to tell us jokes and stuff. So there was about 20 of us. So we all just started running at him. And he thought we was all going to run over him and got behind the car and everything. He got behind the car and so I don't guess they knew this, but on the walking bridge, it's a bridge, and on one side of it's got these steps that you can climb down. And we all went down that and climbed down that. Got away, and then the next day we still went. And again, got caught that time though. So it's pretty funny. Huh? Shut up, man. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's,
Part B, go ahead.
see, this is during Christmas. We would always go snowballing. There's this thing, Wes. No, I'm not there. Well, we went snowballing one time over at, Mr. Cornett's yard. John Cornett, and, we'd always get to Bill Rose's house, Judge Rose. We'd always hide there, and then when we see a car coming, I guess we was out of school one day because it was like ice all over the road. We'd hit cars with snowballs, and they'd like slam on the brakes and do 360s, and they'd try to catch us. And they never caught us, but one time we all hit a car. It was going up the bridge of the bridge, and it went off. It went off the side of it. And it went, the bridge, it goes straight to the train tracks. But, the car went off the bridge, it went on the train tracks. And the guy came up apologizing to us. He said he just threw on his brakes and just tried to scare us. He was a college student. He was from Gatlin. He was crying to us because, oh God, my dad's going to kill me for wrecking his car, knowing he could got us in trouble easily. He could have got us so much trouble for hitting his car with a snowball and him wrecking. I don't know if it was me, I'd have grabbed my neck, my knees, and everything else.
Okay, I think that's, there's some more chapters in that book too for another time maybe.
Yep.
Okay, Ronnie Elliott, you got a story for us?
Go on.
I was thinking about when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I was living in Louisville, and me and my friend would like play army and do that kind of thing. And we didn't really have anybody to play with. His next door neighbor, so we go about half a mile down the road where we lived. And there were two little boys, a little bit younger than we were, and we didn't really like them, but we could get them out and play with them so we could beat them up. We get them outside and get the army net and throw it on them and tie them up and take them out where a sinkhole was and leave them, and then we get the next day and play with them. But well, one day we didn't know they had a brother or something, but he was a little older than him. But we got him out and started doing regular routine on him, and he come out with his Halloween mask on, looking like the Hulk. He had a green mask on and chased us all the way back to our house. We never played with him again. We scared Dad.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, now we have Gina Moses who's going to tell us a story.
One time it was going to storm, and we were staying with my grandma and my sister. And when my grandma was really afraid of storms, so she told us to turn everything off. And she had the air conditioner on, and I thought, I'm going to get grandma. So I walked over there, and I looked like I was going to turn it off, and I just fell straight back and just laid there. My grandma completely went crazy. About killed me over there. And she was wrong. It's my sister.
Okay, we like to play tricks, don't we? Okay, Garrett Mullis? Huh? You have a story?
I got one small.
Okay, we'll have time for it.
Well, my papa told me this about my great grandpa. His name is Garrett, like mine. And well, he was kind of drunk. He was sitting on his porch, and there's a guy. He was real drunk and kicked my papa's dog. So my papa told him to kick again and shoot him. So that drunk kicked his dog and he shot him.
You shot the drunk, not the dog, right?
Yeah, he shot the drunk, not the dog.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on. Okay, this is Julie Linville.
One day my granny was visiting me from West Virginia, and she was sitting on our porch swing, and she's real big, and she was swinging on it, and one side fell, and she bounced down the steps. And ever since, she won't even sit on the swing anymore.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Somebody, you saw it?
Yeah.
Did you laugh then?
Yeah, but I got in trouble for laughing, but couldn't help it.
Okay, thank you. Kendall? This is Kendall Rose. What are you going to share with us?
This is from my mother. When she was about 7 or 8, she lived in Harlan, and she used to go play in the river. And she said one day she was playing in the river, and she had tripped over a dead body. And this is true, because Mom's got the newspaper article about it, and she's never forgotten that. And they don't know who it is still yet, who killed it.
Oh, well, that's an interesting story. Dead body. Okay, this is Jeff Powell.
I guess I'll tell about my grandpa. He used to go hunting all the time, and on a particular time he went hunting, took just him and his dog, and they went hunting, and the dog treed something, and my grandpa had stopped on this big rock. He had this old gun with him, very good shape, but anyway, he had the barrel up and the butt end down, and when the dog started barking, he was going to go where it would tree, and when he started to, the gun hit the rock, the hammer, and it shot him, and knocked him unconscious for a long time. And he don't even remember it, but he found his way, back to the house, and went to the doctor, and they only gave him 24 hours to live. But for some reason, he's still alive.
Proved him wrong
Yeah.
and survived?
He's still got 86 pellets on him. You can feel them.
Oh, what's his name, Jeff?
George Bright.
Oh. A lot of times, for a good thing, those predictions don't come true. Okay, thanks. Jim Taylor's got another story.
All right, one time it was at Thanksgiving, and we were all talking and all this, and then we were all looking for my grandmother, so we were saying where's grandmother and all this, and everybody's eating, having a good time, and then all of a sudden we heard boom, 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 and then we heard oh Lord, and we go oh no, I guess that's my grandmother, and see what it was. She fell down the stairs, and see we had these neighbors beside us, and everybody in all the rooms, they left the rooms and looked for her and all this, and we found her down at the bottom of the stairs, and then we got this call, and it was our neighbors, and they said, "Is everything all right?"
You said no. Did Julie's story remind you?
Binoculars, yeah, they must have binoculars looking over at us, eating dinner and stuff like that.
Yes, very often other stories will remind us of things. Okay, thanks. All right, Jeff, I'm coming back around there. Okay.
I was out one Halloween night, and Richard Cox just got his license. We was out driving around his car. It was me, Richard, Jason Ellis, and John Gentry. And we've been out water ballooning, and then we just driving out from Brush Arbor. And we was getting ready to come back up the hill heading towards the school. And John reached down and knocked the car out of gear. We was just sitting there whining. Richard turned about 50 shades of white. He didn't know what was going on. Then he just looked down and put it back in gear. There's about 3 or 5 cars coming at us about that time. And then he looks over at John, sitting there shaking, and he goes, "I'm gonna get you, Gentry. I'm gonna beat you up, Gentry. I'm gonna get you when you back to school."
Okay, thanks. Angie Crowley again.
I got something to tell on Brian here. Me and Brian here. Well, Brian, he thinks he's a big cowboy. He used to go ride horses with us all the time. one day after school, my dad took us up there to the farm. We just told him we was gonna go out and walk around. We had intentions to ride the horses. So we got the horses out there and then we saddled them up. We got this one real mean horse.
Whose name is he? What's his name?
It's just a mean, I can't say the name or anything. It's just
It's a female
horse.
dog. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what we named the horse. Anyway, I had the nice horse and I saddled it up and everything, and you know, I kind of know what to do. You tie up the horse. I tied the horse up on the fence, but Brian, he has to go over and tie it up on we opened the barn. He has to go tie it up. We have one of these. It's a 70-foot barn with one of those big silver doors. You know, they just slide them over. And it's not very sturdy or anything, but Brian ties the horse on that. And I remember, I don't know what spooked it, but that horse raised up toward the door off the barn, and me and Brian stayed there forever trying to fix that door. It was just hilarious, though. I mean, and my dad was somewhere up in Gatlin, and he drove by and kind of got onto us a little bit. But I don't know how in the world you got to be.
Okay, here's another story with Jim Taylor.
All right, one time we were by First Baptist Church, off the side over there in front of to the right, and we were bombing cars with snowballs, and we hit this one guy, you know, and we didn't think anything about it, and he must have crept around up behind us, and we turned around, and this guy was in the car. He was coming real slow like that. We looked around, and we just stood there, and then we looked around again. So we took off in Jeff's car, and he followed us all the way out to the interstate, and we're going kind of fast to get away from him. That guy's going kind of fast too. So Brian Steele's me, Jeff, and Brian. And Brian Steele's in the back, sitting there, you know, you can't catch us, flipping him off, and you know, you can't catch us, and all this. And that guy's about to kill us anyway. And so we finally get off the interstate, and we pull over this dirt road. Couldn't believe that because we almost got caught him. I'm surprised he didn't get the license plate. It was Jeff's car, and Jeff said, "Get down, Brian, hurry, get down. You're gonna get us in trouble." And Brian said, "That guy, he's got a little super sweater."